Welcome back to my channel. I am Jhanel Bartley, and this is my channel where anything happens if I want it to happen. So today we're going to be doing a little something for Jamaica Day or Black History Month, Reggae Month, whichever one you choose it to be. So without further ado, let's get into it. With the advent of the internet, the world started to become a virtual global community, leading to the erasure of the Jamaican culture. As a result, to retain our cultural heritage, the final Friday of February was declared as National Jamaica Day in 2002. Of course, for this to have a solid foundation for the future, this was implemented throughout the school system. From then on, more and more early childhood institutions, primary and secondary schools have participated in the festivities. Students were now being exposed to traditional dishes, dressing, music, dance, customs, and practices, amongst other aspects. Although the pandemic continues to roar on, Jamaica Day remains alive and well, with the nation observing this year's theme, Celebrating Jamaica, Building Character, Hearts through the Arts. As someone who has a love for Jamaican culture, I wanted to do my part in showcasing how characters are built and how we touch hearts through the arts. So I reached out to some of my creative friends and asked them to be a part of this video. Singing from primary school days. Listen, the amount of time you hear some must stop in eyes, would have reached by now, then they give me $1. But that's not where it's solidified. When I went to Knox, that's where my love for performing arts really came to life. The visual and performing arts department became my second home. Whenever I reached home, my mom would say, "After me never know, so you still live here." There's a land that I've heard about so far across the sea. There's a land that I have heard about so far across the sea. To have you on my dreamland would be like heaven to me. To have you on my dreamland would be like heaven to me. We'll have to wait and see. Stepping out of Babylon one by one, stepping in Mount Zion. Stepping out of Babylon one by one, stepping in Mount Zion. Stepping out of Babylon, stepping out of Babylon. Come in that video, come in there, come in there. see if it's coming nice sun so you can show it yourself. Nice sun. See? At the time, I not only sang, but I also played the guitar, and this was a very, very big deal for me. The guitar was like my safe space. I was more willing to perform if I could play while I sang. The first song I sang while playing the guitar was Blonde, and that was at a summer music camp. Suffice to say, Mr. Wisdom continued to call me Blonde for a few months after that. I am forever grateful for that part of my life, the opportunities, the experiences, and of course, the friends that I've made. As I moved on to university, I fell in love with the university singers. It was something new yet familiar, and I wanted to be a part of it. When I became a member, I was introduced to a whole new level of performing arts, and I loved every minute of it. If it's one thing that I've learned from this group, it's the true meaning of dedication and commitment. Dancing has always created an avenue for me to express myself, a way to get out of my shell. Dancing helped me to be more confident and secure in my own body. I also find it's a good way to socialize with people. So for those shy and reserved persons, this is a good thing. You could try using it for yourselves. Additionally, there's a level of fulfillment that arises when you see others smiling as you dance or if they decide to join in. And that's me reaching hearts through my art, which in this case is dancing. Overall, all of these experiences really pushed me, and they continue to push me to get me out of my shell and to help build the person I am today.
There are many factors that contributed to me doing art. Anime was one of the primary reasons. However, my father was an artist and I had the ability, the talent to draw. When I was younger, I actually wanted to be a writer, but I still wanted to do art. I later learned that illustration is a combination of these two forms, and I began to pursue illustration as an optional career. Over time though, I came to love the process of creating visual art, and I have been improving ever since. I draw inspiration from Taj Francis. I really like how he has managed to elevate the way Jamaican art is created. The Jamaican art community is still heavily European inspired, but Taj does not let that hinder the messages and the cultures he chooses to depict. Jhanel Brown is another inspiration to me, as they take Jamaican culture and turn it into something cool. This idea is something I am applying in a few recent and upcoming projects of mine. I see myself growing, becoming an artist whose voice will inspire and encourage those to embrace their identities and cultural backgrounds, because representation is a constant theme for me. My art will be a mirror and a tool to create connections for my audience and myself.
So, my passion for the arts, I would say, started at church. You don't know, church, you do on choir, Christmas, you do the Christmas skits. So it really started at church. But as time went by, it really got nurtured when I started Knox, when you had drama class. But then when I became a member of the VPA department, Visual and Performing Arts department, and I really found my passion for music. So I started off with the recorder, then I did the clarinet, then I did the trombone. Whoa, I just but and then of course the saxophone, joined the band. But in all of that, I was still doing the performing arts. I was doing the drama. So entering JCDC was also that space where I was able to just come alive. And in those very moments of performing, I got this high. Yes, I got this high from it. And I just felt so at peace, so at home. I felt so happy whenever I was performing, whenever I was doing something on the creative spectrum of things. And I just continued to do it. When I started UWI, still continued to pursue it. In fact, my degree undergrad was entertainment and cultural enterprise management, because I fell in love with culture. I fell in love with reggae music. I just fell in love with especially the Jamaican culture, from our music, dance, cuisine, to just our people, our vibrancy. I love it all. And then having worked with the Bob Marley group, my love for the Jamaican culture especially grew even more. And in talking about culture and talking about my passion for the performing arts, it helped me to build my confidence. I'm not shy. I am not afraid to take on leadership roles. And I can tell you it's mainly because of all of the different activities that I would have done, and the exposures that I got in different spaces, in different times. I was able to perform at a normal street concert versus for the Governor General of Jamaica. So it gave me the opportunity and the exposure that I needed to interact with people from different classes. So I was able to, one, speak to different people from different classes, relate to them. And it's all because of the performing arts. It's all about because of my love for the arts and me just using the arts as a channel, as my vehicle to enter into these spaces. It took me from point A to point B, and it continues to do that to this day. Most of you might be on TikTok and you might have heard the saying, I can't remember, Marlon did it, Marlon Music, he was saying something about, can you imagine not being a Jamaican? I completely and 100% agree with it. Like, I would cry being Jamaican. And yes, we have so many issues, but at the end of the day, I just love being Jamaican. Jamaica number one. Why?
I don't think there was ever really an event or a factor that got me interested in photography. I think the interest was just always there, hidden away somewhere in my subconscious. Looking back, the farthest memory I can remember, like being interested, was when we were in high school in grade 11. Our geography class took a field trip to a fishing beach for a project, and we needed to take pictures to include in the project. So I borrowed my uncle's camera, and I was just there ripping off photos of the beach and stuff, and a few of them actually turned out pretty good, all cinematic and aesthetic and whatnot, And I think I eventually posted those pictures to Facebook back when Facebook was the shit, and I got a couple likes, like probably less than 10 probably less than 10 or so, and that kind of just catapulted me from there. Fast forward to the end of high school, graduating that summer, transitioning from high school to college, I had absolutely nothing to do at all. So that entire summer, I just used my phone to photograph any random thing that even remotely looked cool to me. And from there, I just kept posting on Facebook and stuff, and people seem to like it. So that, I guess that point is what really got me into the whole space of photography. Jamaican Inspirations. There are actually quite a number of them. Actually, like the creative space in Jamaica is just crazy. There are a lot of creatives here that really inspire me. Most people like on Instagram and stuff that follow me and my work know me as like the moon photographer, because I like to take pictures of the moon specifically. Like a full moon never misses me, never. With that said, I also like to take pictures of the sunset. Like once the sunset is actually sunsetting, best believe I'm going to be outside with my camera. And I like to like document nature and like travel. I don't really travel that much like internationally, but I do go a couple places here and there locally. So some of my biggest inspiration like for my specific craft, well, two persons that really inspire me 100%. Wade Robinson, also known as 876 Wade, and Corey Hamilton, also known as Corey Moss. There are a lot of other persons, a lot of other creators, some who are actually friends of mine. Man like Sheridan CK, Tajay Boyne, Dav the Artist, aka, Dav the Artist, Davon. A lot of persons. Man like James Mitchell, aka Located. A lot of persons. I don't think I could like list them out individually right now. I want to keep growing as a photographer, as an artist, as a creator on a whole. Going forward, I see myself like traveling Jamaica, traveling through the Caribbean and the world, and just getting inspired, documenting my travels, shooting campaigns, and telling stories through my lens. I really want to see my work in galleries across the world. I want to work on projects that pretty much disrupt the creative space on a whole and just stay authentic to myself while doing all this. My photography is one way I partake in celebrating Jamaica, building character, as I connect hearts through the arts.
Hi everybody, my name is Jhanel and I love to sing. So where did this love for the arts begin? Well, as soon as I found out that I could sing, I fell in love with music. It's just the way how music brings people together from all walks of life. Like you could go anywhere and as soon as you find another musician or another singer, you have an instant new friend. I also love the way how you can just put music and voices together and make something so beautiful and just put smiles on the faces of people. It's the way how even when I can't express myself with words, there's always a song that I can sing to just say how I'm feeling, and other persons can understand me and relate to me. So one of my favorite musical icons in Jamaica is Buju Banton. What I love about him is just the way how he can be so raw and real with his music. They're always so inspirational to me, as well as I am in love with Marcia Griffiths. She's just a phenomenal woman to me and an amazing singer, and I'm going to be doing one of my favorite songs by her. Oh yeah. Say come, let us go to the land of love, where the love light shines so bright above. We will be so happy and free. All your pains will let you be. You're gonna find that love is real by the feeling you feel. In that land where people are free, life will be better for you and me. we won't find true happiness up here. Come with me and have no fear. You're gonna find that love is real by the feeling you feel. Oh, yeah.
Singing is one way I partake in celebrating Jamaica, building character, as I connect hearts through the arts.
Hi everyone, my name is Kevani Young. Some people call me Kevrish, and I am a graphic designer. What made me interested in graphic designing? As cliche as it might sound, I've always been interested in art. I always used to draw things in my books, always been the type of person who would love to go to visual arts class, and that was one of my favorite classes. I remember I used to sell t-shirts at one point. I used to be so I was just always a very artistic person. It came to the point where I was selling t-shirts, I was selling phone cases. At that point I was making my own designs, and I was selling t-shirts, and I was selling the phone cases. And I remember when I used to make the designs, people were like, why are you doing that? Are you doing visual arts? Like, what's the end goal? And I was like, I just like doing it, and I like doing it, so I thought, why not try to make some money off it? To be honest, I probably could have went further with it, but self-doubt, certain things like that, you stop doing what you actually like doing, and so I would have stopped doing that. 2020 I would have started practicing and taking it seriously, because although I was always an artistic person, I never explored graphic designing. And so when the need arose for me to do it, I did it, and I just say, you know what, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it well. And so in 2021 I would have started Kevrish Designs. Jamaican Inspiration. To be honest, I know there are probably some out there, but I am not really privy to Jamaican graphic designers, if that's a bad thing to say. I know there are some out there, but I just don't know of them. So if it's a Jamaican inspiration outside of graphic designing, I would say probably Terry Reid or Simone Clark Cooper. Those are two persons that, just watching them in the media field, how much they've accomplished there, and how much they've accomplished not only there but outside of that, and how many things they are doing. I would say them, definitely. Right now, the main goal going forward is to continue to hone my craft, continue to practice, make myself better, because they say don't practice until you get it perfect, but practice until you can't get it wrong, and so definitely see myself practicing more, getting a few loyal customers, because I do think that I do what I do well, and I think because I love it so much that is what really drives it, like the zeal and the passion for it. That's what really makes it a joy to do. And so I just see myself growing and getting better as the days go by, so
So thank you all for watching, and I want to say a big thank you to all my friends that were a part of this video. I have a lot of other creative friends. They'll get their time. You'll get to see them in time. I really hope you enjoyed this video because I was really excited for it. So as this video comes to an end, I want you to tell me in the comments how your Jamaica day went. Mine was pretty cool. It was rainy, but I enjoyed it. So with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. What good. And I hope nobody says anything about my little eyeshadow, you know. I am not a makeup artist. But anyways, here's my hairstyle. Okay, bye.